The Spacing Guild is a jealous organization having placed itself solidly at the center of the power structure of the Imperium in Frank Herbert's Dune saga. Because this iconic series largely revolves around the destruction and rebirth of a massive and complex interstellar empire, the institutions within it are often used as warning examples and a study of the human condition. In this video, I'd like to talk about the Spacing Guild's rise to power through their long-held monopoly on interstellar travel and the primary factors contributing to their eventual demise. Spoiler warning if you are unfamiliar with Frank Herbert's Dune series. Starting in the year 10,191 AG, or roughly 20,000 years into mankind's future, Dune showcases a human race which has evolved out of a specific set of self-imposed restrictions and unique innovations, which has allowed humanity to spread across the stars in an orderly and measured manner. In many ways, it can be said that the most powerful institutions in the known universe have ensured their survival through the exercise of supreme control. The Spacing Guild has achieved dominance through its creation and maintenance of a monopoly over all interstellar travel. While FTL travel is possible without the assistance of the Spacing Guild's navigators, the other available methods are either much slower or much more dangerous. A key to the Spacing Guild's monopoly on interstellar travel came from efforts to blend together the many different religious factions and beliefs in the universe. This blending was largely accomplished through meetings held by the Commission of Ecumenical Translators, resulting in the production of the Orange Catholic Bible, a fusion of all significant religious thought and one of the most important religious texts in the known universe. The Guild's role in these meetings was primarily one of support, as they provided free transport for all CET business. By eliminating the source of many violent and bloody religious wars, the Spacing Guild would benefit from an increased level of order and stability as mankind continued to spread out and populate various planetary systems across the stars. This achievement of universal religious stability was a significant factor that enabled the Guild to amass immense power and nearly incalculable wealth. In order to secure a firm grasp on their monopoly, Guild members work to maintain the utmost secrecy, taking extreme measures to guard their collected knowledge, which enabled them through the use of their steersmen to locate and chart safe paths through space. The full structure of their organization was never fully revealed. However, it was generally understood that the most revered position in the Spacing Guild was that of a navigator. After the Guild established itself as the backbone of all commerce and industry in the Imperium, it would continue to work to support a rigid class system, which served to maintain a level of control and civility among the masses, while propping up the Emperor as a central figure in order to provide guidance and focus in people's lives. While the Guild worked to support the established system of governments, it was of no consequence which house ruled the empire as long as one condition was met: the spice must flow. Only found on the desert planet Arrakis, the spice melange is the most crucial element in the operation of the Spacing Guild. Subsequently, Guild members remained dutifully watchful for any political, social, or economic developments that could threaten the production, harvest, and export of this precious substance. While rarely done in an overt manner, the Spacing Guild wielded tremendous influence and was easily able to turn the tide of the political landscape in order to maintain their dominance over the Empire's economy and the consistent flow of spice. In order for a Guild steersman to perform the needed navigational tasks, or even to continue living, large amounts of spice melange in the form of gas and pellets would need to be consumed. In the process of mutating into navigators themselves, Guild members must also consume large quantities of spice. Because of this, any potential disruption to the flow of spice is handled with the utmost importance, as the Spacing Guild uses all available resources to prevent such occurrences. Because of the Guild's monopoly, as the Imperium grew and expanded, the reliance on spice became a massive liability, which would mean the end of humanity at large if the systems enabling its production and transport were to fail. In order to conceal the depth of their dependence on spice, the guild would regularly acquire the substance from several sources, including the acceptance of spice bribes from the Fremen people of Arrakis in exchange for the guild keeping their skies free of satellites. While the guild's carefully preserved secrecy served to its benefit, their precipitous fall from dominance came as a total surprise and subsequently provided a shock to the populace of the Imperium. However, because the services provided by the Spacing Guild were fundamental to the Imperium's systems of government and commerce, their decline was intentionally kept steady so as not to destroy all that had been built since their founding. The first substantial hit to the Spacing Guild's hold on power came with the rise of Emperor Paul Atreides. Through his abilities as a Mentat and Kwisatz Haderach, Paul came to understand how to control the spice and subsequently how to control the Spacing Guild members who were so dependent on it. Through his prescient visions, Paul saw the need to change the course of humanity from one whose existence was threatened by remaining entirely too dependent on centralized authority into a course which saw its scattering, leading to brand new innovations and a largely decentralized human race born from a fiercely ingrained spirit of independence. While Paul eventually abdicated his role in the outworking of this future, his son, who would become the God Emperor Leto Atreides II, would take it upon himself to guide humanity down this golden path. During the course of his reign, the power of the Spacing Guild was kept in check as the mighty God Emperor carefully managed and controlled the spice hordes, forcing them to do his bidding. The God Emperor's tyranny made clear to the inhabitants of the Imperium the need for innovation in order to avoid a reliance on a singular commodity. To fill this need, the isolationist society of the Ixians oversaw the development of no-ships, which effectively performed the same functions as a guild navigator. Therefore, after the God Emperor's death and the subsequent scattering of humanity, the guild effectively lost their monopoly on space travel, resulting in a tremendous diminishment of their power and influence. Frank Herbert used the Spacing Guild to emphasize a broader theme on humanity's need to avoid stagnation, to embrace chaos, and to push themselves to innovate in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. The humanity found at the beginning of the Dune saga was quickly spiraling downward and experiencing a regression in their development. This was epitomized by the Spacing Guild. Through their prescient visions, their guild navigators were able to see problems on the horizon, a nexus where countless delicate decisions could be made. Beyond that nexus was the unknown. Through the eyes of Paul Atreides, the reader is made to see past the shroud of mystery and to understand the Spacing Guild for what they had become, a parasite, unable to exist independently of the life upon which it fed. Instead of taking action and continuing to challenge themselves through innovation, they chose to simply exist from moment to moment, searching for a new host to emerge as the old one was destroyed. This choice by the Guild is referred to as the Fatal Decision, a representation of humanity's worst tendency to always choose the clear and safe course. This course descended ever downward into stagnation, which, true to Paul's analysis, eventually resulted in the Guild's annihilation. But I'm curious to know what you think of the rise and fall of the Spacing Guild. Are there any lessons you see in their role in the Imperium? Are there any details about the nature and function of the Spacing Guild that stand out as the most interesting to you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more Dune and other sci-fi and fantasy news and lore. Thank you all so much for your support, and as always, have a very nerdy day.